This is the module Onboarding Unmanaged Virtual Machines for Agility Platform. Today we'll be exploring how to actually take unmanaged virtual machines that may be running in your public or private cloud, grab them, and have Agility Platform manage them for you. Let's begin. We'll start by logging into an existing Agility Platform instance that is attached to a cloud provider. And we'll look for an unmanaged instance and then go grab it. We'll log in with the admin account that has the rights to pull images into any, or virtual machines into any project. But if you wanted to limit this to just a single project, you could use a power user for one of those projects. So we'll log in, and on the left side we're looking for unmanaged instances. And if we select that, we'll see all of the unmanaged instances on all of the cloud providers we know. So as I'm sure you can imagine, this can be quite a large list. Now, for this demo, we've got one cloud provider, TS NorthCal, which is an AWS provider. So this should be fairly simple. And as it turns out, that first image is the one that we're looking for. That first running virtual machine is the one that we're looking for. And we'll choose Onboard. This will start the wizard that will actually let us begin to onboard that running virtual machine. And we've got the ability again to select that, so we could actually dump that to the left if we wanted to and grab other virtual machines, or we could continue on with what we've got. It's selected for us. That's good. We're happy with this one particular virtual machine, and we'll choose Next. The next question that we're asked is, where should we put it? Root is grayed out. You're not allowed to import virtual machines or run unmanaged virtual machines into root. With some tweaks to the customer-based container tree, we could actually place them there. But as a good sysadmin, I'm not going to place things into root unless I have to, and so I'll use the Agility Factory as a temporary place. I'm going to be asked next what kind of operating system I'm running, and I can actually choose very specifically which OS I'm running, down to the type, CentOS, Red Hat, Ubuntu, and the model and the architecture. I'm just going to use Linux 64. This will really serve by actually telling me which packages and scripts will run against that. When I actually connect to this, I can choose either a username password pair or an SSH and private key pair. My particular AWS requires a username and private key pair. That's what I'll use. As you can see, I put in Bitnami as the username, and I've got a good private key. Remember always to look for that begin RSA private key and end RSA private key to make sure that you've got that and just that and no other extra characters. So we've defined what operating system it is. We've defined how we're going to attach to it, SSH key with a particular user, and we're going to talk to it over SSH. So now we can choose Next. And at this point, we can actually add packages to that running virtual machine when we bring it in. So again, it's not just about managing that virtual machine. We can actually do this on the fly. So we could actually add the patching piece, the monitoring piece, whatever we want to. Again, for this particular demo, we won't choose to add any packages. Additionally, what firewall rules should we use when we're attaching to this virtual machine? And I'd like to make sure that I've got SSH access, so I want to use the Agility Manager in, and I'll select that, and I'll scroll all the way to the right, and I can see that, oh, no, it doesn't have SSH, so I chose the wrong firewall set. So I'll have to remove that and use another one. So I can add that one that does have SSH. And then I can choose Next. Now at this point, again, if I'm running script variables either in a package or script that I'm applying to it or one that's already in that running virtual machine, I could set script variables and run from that. I could also set storage tier and security zone. This should look to you like the build a template piece as well, because again, we're using Agility Platform as an infrastructure device, and so a lot of the questions are the same. So the job's going to look like attached to this running virtual machine, use these credentials, use this firewall rule set. That's about it. And at this point, I could go ahead and actually perform the onboarding, or I could do something smart and do what's called pre-flight, where Agility Platform will test its connection and see if that actually works. If you're not certain, maybe if you've got the key right, or maybe you were given bad information, possibly this is a way to do first. So we grab that, we can see that it was successful. And of course, if we're doing this in bulk, we could actually do this against many virtual machines. I'm going to move that over into the selected column on the right so we are ready to actually onboard that virtual machine. And I choose next, and much the same items that we saw in pre-flight, I'm going to choose to onboard. An agility platform obviously always asks you, are you sure this is what you want? And we say yes. Now, this is pretty simple. It grabs it pretty quick, and we can see very rapidly it says success. We were actually able to attach that virtual machine, and we're now managing it. And now we can exit the wizard because we're done. And the reason it says that is if you had multiple virtual machines that you were importing and you hadn't gotten them all imported successfully, you have the chance to go back and change things. We're not going to choose that. So we can see the job and task list. Yes, we did successfully import that virtual machine. We roll over into the designer perspective and we open up the Agility Factory project. We can see I've got a template called template and some random, actually not a random name, but it's actually the AWS host name. And I've got my virtual machine running. It's green, it's running, we can see that's good. And if we scroll down to the right a little bit, we can see it's public IP, when it started, a host of good information about that. Now Agility Platform is talking to and controlling a virtual machine that was existent on a cloud, and now we can add packages, make changes to it, make sure that it follows the good workflow that you need in order to properly govern a cloud. And if we wanted to attach to it, we could actually use the console that's built into Agility Platform. We could use the Guacamole proxy server, or we could just attach to it directly via something like PuTTY, like we're doing here. And as you can see, I can reach out and touch this directly. And we're done. So at this point, we've got that virtual machine ready to go. Thank you for watching the video. If you have questions or if you'd like to see further videos, please check out our SharePoint at Cloud Training and that URL above. If you'd like to actually have more formal training, please visit our website at aptraining.csc.com and sign up for one of our classes. And if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to email us at training@servicemesh.com.